Welcome to the Outsmart Burnout podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Zaria Rubin, a functional medicine doctor, an international speaker, and a burnout badass because I've been there myself. After walking away from my own high-stress medical career, I discovered how to break free from burnout to reclaim my passion, purpose, and joy. And now I'm here to help you do the same. From science-backed tips to time-saving hacks, and hopefully some aha moments that just might change your life. So sit back, relax, and let's do this. I have a confession for you. I am a very messy person who's always trying to be organized. I grew up in a house surrounded by clutter and developed next-level memory skills to locate important items that were at the bottom of the third pile from the left on the kitchen counter. I've read every decluttering and organizing book out there, from Marie Kondo to Decluttering at the Speed of Life. I've hired many personal organizers and hung out at the Container Store wishing the magical shelving could somehow fix my life. I've also made the direct connection between physical clutter and mental overwhelm. The messier my desk is, the less focused I am. I can literally feel the stress mounting, which is why I am beyond excited for today's guest. Madeline Candeaux is a personal organizer who helps people reclaim their space and peace of mind. From decluttering chaos to building sustainable systems, Madeline is on a mission to show us that organization is not just about neat drawers. It's about how our environment reflects our inner lives, creating room for what matters most. So let's dive into it. Welcome.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, well, I'm very excited to have you because obviously this topic is near and dear to my heart, and I'm hoping to get some incredible insights from today's conversation, and I'm sure our listeners are as well. So, first of all, tell us, how does someone decide to get involved in the world of personal organizing?
So I didn't decide to do it. I was told to do it.
Okay.
Truth be told, during COVID, I was tired of being at home with my family. I know I'm not alone. I was losing my mind. And I was out on a walk with a good friend of mine. I told her I needed to do something. And she told me to be a professional organizer because I was already doing that for all of my friends, some family, just on side projects to get out of my house. She's like, "You should just start a business doing it." I said, "Okay, how?" And she literally is like, "You're going to start an LLC and you're going to do this and you're going to do this and da da da." And all of a sudden, here I am.
So, I think, I don't know if there's an organizing gene or a decluttering gene or what it is, whatever it is, I don't have it. But I think some people are just naturally gifted at knowing how to organize space and to make things orderly and neat and look great and have systems. And gosh, tell me your secrets.
So for me, I needed to do something different because when I moved out of my house and moved into school, like to college in my dorm, all of a sudden I had to pay late fees for bills. I forgot things that were coming up, like whether it was a paper, a presentation, a party that I really wanted to go to. Like, I just had to figure out how to make things organized and work so that I could enjoy my life.
So it was sort of out of necessity. And were you diagnosed with ADHD ever at the time or since, or was it just like
No, but I
trust?
really should be. Totally should be.
And that's hilarious if you are diagnosed with ADHD and you happen to be really good at organizing out of necessity. I think that's a great adaptation.
And I also learned that like a lot of tricks that work for other people didn't work for me, right? Like I had to figure out my own way so I could keep it up. And I also had to realize when my systems weren't working and I needed to shift things. And I think that's where a lot of my clients get stuck, is what they have doesn't work anymore, but they want to hold on to that because that's what they know.
So true. I think that, yeah, it's a combination of trying to create systems that are sustainable rather than having someone come to your house and they clean or they organize and it looks great. And then a week later, it's all back to where it was. And for me, it's also the question or the problem of possibly having too much stuff. So, can you
Yeah.
talk a little bit about the difference maybe between decluttering and organizing
So,
and cleaning? Because they're different, right?
yes, but no. So, I also think like maintenance is something that always has to be done with your organizing, is putting things back in its home. So, everything has to have a home where it actually belongs, or it really is just clutter. So, if it has a home, but it's just sitting out and needs to be put away, I don't consider it clutter. It's just messy.
I feel like, yeah, it's like there's this Joan Rivers joke that always hit home for me where she talks about housework and like, you got to do the dishes and do the laundry and make the beds. And then 6 months later, you got to do it all over again. And I'm like,
Do it every 6 months.
I know that's why it's so funny. And I think, oh my gosh, that's my problem. Like I want it to kind of be one and done. And the word maintenance kind of sends a chill down my
Your spine.
spine of like, how do you, I mean, there's this huge task of decluttering and organizing. And then there's the task of maintaining. And I think a lot of people forget about that.
They do. And it's just the small things that need to get done every day that really help. It's like those small habits that create the lasting effect. And that's not just with organizing and decluttering, it's with everything in life.
Yeah, unfortunately. So maybe share with us a couple of these small tips and tricks that people can use for, if they have 5 minutes, let's say.
If you have 5 minutes, like what I've learned too, and I keep telling this to my kids, is put your phone down. Just get up and do the work. Whether it's making sure your kitchen is totally clean, put together, so the next morning when you get up, you can walk into a clean kitchen and not be like, oh, that's
Oh my
right, I
gosh,
have to do the dishes
can you
from last
tell
night.
my husband, can you send him the memo? He does not like, we sort of have division of labor in that I do all the cooking and the shopping and the prepping and everything, and he does the dishes, but he doesn't like to do them at night. And
Ooh,
I'm like, dude, come
that's
on.
not in my head and in my world. He does like everything has to be done that day. I like it to like if I cook dinner, I don't want to see it tomorrow. I want to see it done today.
I 100% agree. I'm like, I can't stand the dirty dishes in the sink overnight. So then I often end
No.
up doing them myself. And then
Yep.
it's like, no, I don't want to do them. And I'm like, well, I guess I have to let it go because this is his way of doing it as long as it gets done. But I really don't like
No.
waking up to dirty dishes in the sink.
No, it's
Not my
yeah.
favorite.
So I always make sure that everything is put away in our family room and in our kitchen every single night. Like I don't go to bed unless all that's done. Now my office, the kids hangout area, like that type stuff, like I can let it go because it's not the first thing I see in the morning. I want to wake up with a fresh slate every day.
Yeah, because let's talk a little bit about, the environmental effects of clutter on your mental state and stress levels and how it
Yes,
contributes to burnout. I mean, this show's called Outsmart Burnout. So I feel that there is a direct connection between if your space is cluttered, your brain is going to be cluttered, and then it's going to cause this sort of background level of stress that's there all the time that builds up.
absolutely. So, like some things that I make sure I do, like when I bring the mail in, and I don't bring the mail in every day because it's in a locked box and I don't get much mail anymore besides junk mail.
Girl, same. I know. I was like, have
I'm
we
like,
brought the mail in this month?
right? But when it does come in, I go through it right then and there. I open up every bill, even if I already know that it's something that I took care of online. I open it up and I get rid of the envelope and all the extra paper that comes in it. I recycle everything and I have just what I need. And then I put it in my office right away. Like it does not sit on the kitchen counter. It doesn't go in a drawer. It goes straight upstairs, like into the office. Has to.
So it's having sort of a process, like
Mhm.
a processing kind of system of like, okay,
Yes.
what happens to mail once it comes into the house? Because
Yes.
it can sit on surfaces. Like the sitting on surfaces thing makes me literally insane. So I have a new rule of nothing can be on the kitchen island for more than a few, minutes or hours. It cannot be there overnight. So every night the kitchen island has to be
Yes.
spotless, and the next morning it has to be spotless. And I'm supposedly charging my family $5 per item that is left overnight on the kitchen island. But what ends up happening is that I end up decluttering it. So no one's had to pay yet.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I'd be so my daughter'd be broke. I'd be rich, she'd be broke. She's the worst. It's like, and it's not just it's everything. And I'm like, why is there like hair brushes on our kitchen island? That's disgusting. Like nothing but food stuff should be on the kitchen island.
Yes. Or socks on
Oh my
the
gosh.
table.
Yeah,
Socks on the
no.
table. Socks on the coffee table, socks on the
Yeah.
couch, socks under the couch, socks next to the laundry bin, but not in the laundry bin. I'm like, dudes,
That's what I
come
don't
on,
get. I'm like,
come
it's
on.
right there. Like the same amount of energy to take it off and throw it on the floor is the same energy to throw it in the basket. Like just
Right.
get it
I know.
in the
I know.
basket. Hmm.
So we talked a little bit about organizing, decluttering, cleaning. We didn't quite get into it because you said they're all very similar. To me, in my mind, they're all very different. So talk to us a little bit more about your definitions and like how they're related
Okay.
or what you might need to do first. Because I feel like it's kind of like you've got to do decluttering, cleaning,
Hmm.
organizing in that kind of in that order. And it doesn't really work if you do it the other way around.
So I'm declutter, clean, and organize.
Yes. That's what I said. Yeah. Agreed.
Okay. Okay. I was just, yeah. So like I make sure, like, let's say I'm doing a drawer in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I take everything out. I get rid of what I don't need. I clean, wipe everything down,
Yes.
and then I put it back nice and pretty. And
Right.
then,
But I think the key there is you can't organize stuff if there's too much of it and you haven't
absolutely.
decluttered first. I think that's where a lot of us make the mistake. I mean, I am guilty of this for sure. It's like, why can't this be organized? Well,
Well,
because
and the
there's
other,
too much.
yes, and that's like something I come across with a lot of my clients is they just want me to come in and do the work for them and not with them.
Mm,
I am not a person that's going to make decisions for someone else on what they should and shouldn't keep because I don't believe that there's a limit. Like if you want to have 7 different lipsticks in your drawer, great. I want one. This color, that's it. That's all you get. Whether
it's a
it's lunch or
fabulous
dinner,
color.
doesn't matter. Thanks. It is what it is. Like I just don't want a whole bunch. I don't like all the options. I want simple. But if someone else likes those options, great, have them. But I'm not going to make that decision. So I like to sit down with my clients and make sure, like, just keep what you truly want and what you're using and what you need. So I think it's,
Sparks joy.
yes, well, right? It is what sparks joy and what makes you happy. And if you're not using it and you don't love it, why have it?
Yeah, I think that there's this sort of scarcity mentality. And for me anyway, I'm just like, well,
Yes.
but I might need it someday.
Or there's a
I
guilt.
might use it someday. Or yeah, or I bought this thing and
And I
I spent money on
spent
it and I've
money on it,
never
or I
used
don't
it.
want it to go in the landfill.
Yes.
That's,
Yes.
what else can I do with it? And there's always, if you're not using it, you can always, um, a lot of people like to pick up stuff on free groups.
Yes, I was going to say Buy Nothing group is
Yes.
fantastic on Facebook. I have repurposed a lot of things and I have also, of course, claimed a lot of things that I didn't need. It is a great
But yeah,
option
it's,
that we can, you can donate things to
mhm,
Goodwill. You can drop things off. There's some
charities,
organizations that'll pick things up. And yeah, the Buy
and
Nothing groups are
recycle
pretty
them,
cool.
great. Like
Yes.
there's so many different ways, but we get stuck in that guilt that we don't know, and we're overwhelmed with everything. When you sit down to get organized and you're seeing a mess in front of you, that's overwhelming. And then now you have to make decision of what to do with it. That's overwhelming because you have to sit and do research. So I always suggest you make your plan ahead of time. You know you're
Mm.
going to get rid of stuff. Figure out what you're going to do with it, like how you're going to get rid of it. If you want to do, I know a lot of people don't love Goodwill. I do for a lot of reasons because it's a one and done.
Yeah.
But There's a lot of stuff I give to, like, the school resource rooms. I know what they take. I did that research. I know when they take them, so I can gather up that stuff, and I know what to do with it, or what churches take what when their donations are open and available and stuff like that. So just knowing that stuff before you start can be super helpful with the overwhelm, because everything you have to make a decision on everything, and then like I said, like
Right,
the
there's this
guilt.
decision fatigue, right?
Yes.
I mean, I read a statistic recently that as human beings, we make on average 35,000 decisions a day.
Yeah.
So,
That's why
yeah.
I'm so tired at the end of the day when it's what's for dinner.
Yes, what's for dinner comes at the end of it, and we're like,
So you're
I don't know,
exhausted.
I don't
I don't
care.
care.
And so I think that there's this overwhelm when it comes to the clutter, and there's this
Mhm.
overwhelm when it comes to addressing it. And so, what would you say to somebody who's just like, I don't even know where to start?
Start with your plan. Like, what do you want your space to look like? How do you want it to feel? Where you're going to donate all your stuff? When are you going to take the time to do it?
Mm.
Because if you're rage cleaning, that doesn't always last. Or
I
rage
mean, hey, I'll
organizing.
take it, but it's just like, yeah, because during the week, we're frazzled. And on the weekend, you think, well, I just want to relax. I don't want to clean. But then if we never make the time to do it, then it just
Then
gets
it
more
does.
and more overwhelming and it piles up literally and figuratively.
And I would love to say, like, when you go to clean your house, and there's so much stuff everywhere and you exert all your energy in organize or decluttering and getting rid of stuff, putting everything away, you're too tired to actually clean,
For sure. For
right?
sure.
Then it just gets pushed off and pushed off. And then you're like, oh my gosh, what happened here? Not that I'm speaking from experience.
But this is actually giving me hope that somebody who is an organizer has struggled with these things. But also I find myself like I will cheat and I will clean, like I will just clean around stuff rather
Hmm.
than organize it or declutter it or get rid of it. I'm like, I'm just gonna spray the counters and there's too much stuff on them, but that's okay.
Or you move it.
You move it, then you put it
You
back, and
pick
then
up
you
the
think,
whole
why
pile.
is this here?
I've done this and I've had a lot of clients that do this too. You pick up piles and you put it somewhere else. You start shoving things away. And then all of a sudden, everything looks nice on the outside, but hidden away is just a big old mess.
Yeah, that's a great metaphor for life is,
Mhm.
you can't hide the mess forever. Eventually, the closet's gonna, like, burst open in the movies and spell out, and that kind of cleaning or quote, unquote, "organizing" drives me crazy. I don't like to do that because I know it's not actually solving the problem. It's sort of a quick fix if, like, in-laws are showing up or something,
Yes.
or, "Oh, I'm having a party in 2 days, so I better just I'm just gonna shove this stuff in the closet," but then you
Yep.
better remember to take it out and actually go through it, and then sometimes you can't find stuff because you're
Yes.
like, "Oh my god, where did I put it? I know I put it somewhere during the emergency, quote, unquote, cleaning, but now I can't find it."
Or you go through that pile and you're like, why did I keep most of this? I didn't actually need it.
Yep. Yep.
I
Oh my
haven't missed
gosh.
it, totally forgot about it. Yeah, I'm still keeping it.
Ugh. So one interesting question is the difference between, so we just touched on this, organizing sort of for like aesthetics or how things look versus organizing for emotional and mental clarity.
I think they're kind of tied together completely. Like you have to, I'm so, okay, that was a good one. So like the first thing that comes to my mind is like people's pantries. Some people want everything in the pretty extra containers so that it all matches. I don't do it like that.
I want that, but I
You
don't
want
have
it,
the
but also I don't think
patience
it's
to do.
practical. Well, for me,
Yeah.
it's not practical because, like, if you use cereal in a container, you then have to wash that container. Whereas just throw away the bag, recycle the box, move on with your day. Like, it's just another thing I yet have to take care of. But now the little containers that I just throw all the fruit snacks in or like the different stuff so the kids have like one bucket of stuff, like that to me makes sense. So I think you kind of have to figure out what you want to maintain.
Is it adding to your workload or is it simplifying things?
And what are you going for? Do you have that pretty? pantry that you have people over all the time and you wanna show off your pretty pantry? Because I don't have that, so I did any of that. But some people love it and they're like, "Look at my pantry and everything's so perfect." And I love seeing that. I love organizing that for people, but I don't need that in my life because it's yet another thing. I like to simplify it as much as possible so I'm not cleaning and organizing so much.
And I mean, it has to be something that is sustainable, reproducible.
Yes.
And then if you don't live alone and you live with
Oh,
other
yeah.
people, that is the
Especially
other
small
issue.
people.
The small humans and the ADHD humans. I live with all of those. And it's the struggle is real.
Huh?
And what is it with kids with taking stuff out but not putting it
I don't know.
back?
But sometimes I prefer it to be left out than them trying to figure out where it goes when it doesn't go in the right place. Because that and I'm talking like the things that should be in the refrigerator and then all of a sudden like they're
They're in
putting
the
it in the
pantry.
cupboard.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my
My
gosh.
son didn't do that, but now that he's 15 and in high school, like his brain where it's at is just kind of mush on that stuff and he's forgotten how to put like where things go from the time he took it out of the fridge to where it's time to put it back.
I know. And,
So
and my
yeah.
daughter has a degree of something called demand avoidance, which is, for kids who are kind of neurodivergent. And literally, when you ask her to do something like, hey, can you put this away? She will completely freak out and shut down. And it's another level beyond just like kids being
Mhm.
ornery or tweens being ornery. It's like she literally follow those commands. They affect her nervous system and it's brutal. And I'm like,
So is it
girl, you have to
rewording
learn to
it?
put stuff away.
So how do you handle that? Like, do you have to just reword that?
I mean, you mostly have to put it away yourself and hope that she's learning over time. And you sort of also say things like sometimes I'll say, put it away when you want to, but if you leave it sitting out, it's going to go bad and you won't have it anymore.
Got it.
And I'm not going to buy it again if it goes bad. And it's really tricky. And then I need to like walk away and check back and see if she's done
Mhm.
it. But it's a whole other level of stress.
I mean, when my kids are walking out of the kitchen and I see stuff, I'm like, "Well, where's that go? Where's that go?" And they're like, "Ugh, fine, mom."
Well,
Like, "Yeah, put
they're
your
a bit
dishes in the."
old. I think your kids are a bit older, so hopefully there's hope for me that that she's gonna maybe
She's gonna
start
be great.
taking responsibility
Well,
and doing
honestly,
it.
I was a messy kid. Okay, so I have an identical twin sister,
Oh my goodness.
and growing up, she was the clean, organized twin, and I was the mess. I was yeah,
Okay, that's amazing. And of course, you're the organizer now.
and now and I go and I
That's
help her get her house organized.
that's fabulous.
Yeah.
It's funny because my sister grew up in the same very, very messy house as I did, but she's a lot neater and she's more of a minimalist than I am. I'm definitely a maximalist and I am definitely very sentimental, and she is not. So I hold on to everything. And she's like, I can't believe you still have that. I can't believe you kept that. Oh my
That's my
goodness. And I'm
sister.
like, no, but that's
Mhm.
what I do. But it's hard because it's hard to let go of those things. And you can't keep everything.
You cannot.
And it really does take a toll on
It's
your
just
mental health.
the more you have to deal with everything, and the more you have to take care of stuff. So it's a choice. Like if you don't want the work, then you have to put that effort into minimizing it, but not being you don't have to be a minimalist, but just making like what can you handle? If you can handle it all, great, handle it all.
Yeah.
You have the choice. Are you just going to not complain about it? Right? Like we have that choice on everything we do and changing our thoughts and our patterns and looking at seeing where they come from and if they actually do serve us. Like, is it okay to have a stack of papers sitting around? Yeah, sure. Do, are you making it mean that you're not organized? Sometimes we do that to ourselves.
Just kind of giving yourself a little bit of grace, and especially if it's a stressful
Yeah.
period. So how can we, like, once you've maybe tackled a space and you've gotten rid of stuff, you've organized it in a way that makes sense. And how can we avoid kind of relapsing, during stressful periods or when maybe you don't have time for this maintenance stuff or you forget?
So instead of like avoiding it so that it doesn't happen again, I like to kind of twist it. I get myself organized. I know my life's going to be crazy. Like my son plays lacrosse,
So
and
preemptively, I like this.
during lacrosse season, our games, we usually have two a week. They usually start at 7 or 8 p.m. Our furthest game was down in Roseburg. So, a 3 hour drive,
Wow.
3.5 hours. Anyways, long drive. So we're not getting home. Like I'm leaving the house by 5. I'm not getting home till midnight. Like everything kind of gets dropped and things get backed up, but I know that's going to happen. So what I do is I make sure everything's on top of it, decluttered, cleaned out, organized, so that I can live that busy life knowing it's a short season. It's like a month and a half. I do what I can, I maintain what I can when I can, but then also knowing like next Thursday my kids are out of school and things kind of settle down. And that's when it's like, okay, we're back in the kitchen opening up my junk drawer, the hold everything drawer, and I'll quickly do that. Or if I have a little bit of time just doing it, but knowing that like it's okay that it's going to be like this for a bit. It's a short season. But I
Yeah.
like to I like to go through every closet, every drawer, everything at least once a year and just make sure everything is what it's supposed to be.
Okay. I mean, do you have a checklist or a system for daily routines, weekly routines, yearly routines that kind of keep things at bay or help keep these systems running?
No. So I do for myself like a mental checklist. That's actually something I've been thinking of creating for other people because I've been asked this several times. Oh, I do have a checklist. Honestly, I do have a checklist on my website that house is completely destroyed. And I stand there looking at everything like I don't know where to start. I have a checklist of how I handle that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we definitely need that. If you're feeling like your space is out of control
Yes.
and your life is out of control as a
Mhm.
result, how do you start and where do you start?
I always start with opening up windows and curtains or all the blinds, let in the light and open up windows for fresh air. Let out that stale air, get the fresh air in. This is where my woo-woo
Mm,
side comes in. Like we got to clear the energy.
I love that. Maybe burn a little sage.
Now, I don't do the sage till the end. That's when
Yeah.
it's like everything is cleaned, everything is gone, and it's gonna stay like this. And then I always start with what can I like start the appliances. Let's get that washing machine going, get the dishwasher going, get all my helpers working too.
Oh, okay. Yes. We do have all of these helpers that, I can't even imagine people didn't have a dishwasher. They didn't have a
Oh my gosh, a
washer and
washing
dryer.
machine?
Yeah, I can't imagine how
I
how
can't either.
women
I
did
don't
it
want to know. I don't
back
want
in
to
the
know
day.
how they did it. Well, they just
No.
didn't have what we have now.
Well, they also didn't have all the other responsibilities
They
and
didn't. Like life was just so different. I went 3 weeks without a dryer. That's about as rough as I can go.
well, I didn't have a
But yeah.
dishwasher for decades, I don't think. Like cuz I lived in New York City. I mean, nobody has a
Mhm.
dishwasher in New York City if you're in the city. Like
Yeah.
that was rough. And so once I got a dishwasher, I was like, I am never going back. I'm never not having a dishwasher. But in my
Yeah.
previous house here in Oregon, I did not have a pantry. And that made me insane.
I
And
don't have a pantry now. I took it out.
gasp.
I put in cupboards, a counter, a window. I do have a big kitchen and I have extra cupboards, but and I have lots of space, but I do not have a pantry. My husband hates it. I'm okay with it.
Wow.
Because
Okay.
I
I
cook
mean,
from scratch. I cook.
yeah.
We have ingredients, not stuff. My husband likes to find snacks, like
Yeah.
ready-made stuff. He's always like, "We have no
Well,
food. We
we
only have
have an
ingredients."
abundance of both. Let me tell you, if you come to my pantry, it's a walk-in pantry now because let me tell you, I love pantries. It's full of raw ingredients and it's full of snacks. Has it all. It's a little bit crazy. I have tried to organize it many different times. Keep, I gotta avoid going to Trader Joe's and getting more fascinating snacks and things. But
They always have great snacks. It's always fun to try that stuff.
I know I think that's the thing. I definitely have FOMO when it comes to um food and stuff. I'm like, oh, I've never tried that. I want to try it.
Yeah.
And my husband's like, but we already have 5 different salsas. I'm like, I know, but we don't have this one.
Well, then, but if you eat them, great.
Yeah,
But if they're
well,
sitting there and or you don't like it, dump it out,
I mean,
recycle the container.
there's sort of things that like hot sauce. I love hot sauce. I have like 20 kinds of hot sauce. You don't really, it's not
Mm.
like you consume
Doesn't go
it.
No, and it has
It
a
doesn't go
real long
bad.
shelf life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just keep them. I keep them around, but I probably have too many. I could probably get rid of some of the extreme habanero ones that are not that edible.
Yes. Well, and that's
But
the thing is
yeah.
sometimes looking and like instead of being like, "Oh, I need to cut down like way," like, okay, what can you do? It doesn't have to be a certain number. Even getting rid of one is great.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah, gosh, you're inspiring me to go through my pantry again, and I have gone through it recently, but I need to go through it again. What is like, let's say today someone's listening and they're stressed out and they want to declutter, one space that is kind of like a quick win that people could tackle today. Where would you suggest they start?
I always suggest the room that you're in, like the most. Like whether it's your family room, the kitchen, just kind of whichever one you spend the most time in, because that's what's going to actually help shift your energy and how you're feeling. Like if you're feeling good in that room and you're spending the most time in that room throughout the day, I feel like that's always like where to start is the room that you spend the most time in.
Yeah, I love that. I love and for me, sometimes it's like when you walk in the door, what do you see? And
Hmm.
sometimes I just forget of how messy my entryway is. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
that,
Like, picture it from the perspective of somebody who's just coming to your house for the first time. I think, why do we have so many shoes?
yeah, put the shoes away.
Just a lot of shoes. And we have
But at
like,
least if
there's
someone
winter
breaks into my
shoes
house,
and
they're
fall
not going
shoes and
far.
boots and sneakers and sandals and this and it's like, and there's, everyone has too many shoes.
I know, but no one's breaking in my house. They'll trip over all the shoes, and that's as
That's
far as they're
true.
going to get.
That's my security system. The
It is.
shoes. It will stop someone in their tracks, all of our shoes for sure.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, like, here's an example. Like, okay, that's bothering you now because you have all the different stuff. Winter's done. Go put all those boots back.
I know, but it's like it's freezing and raining today in Portland. So you just never know here. That's the problem. You never know in Oregon what it's going to do.
The chances of you needing your boots again, your snow boots, are
Okay,
pretty
those are put away.
slim. Okay, good.
It's not
Okay,
that
there you go.
bad. Okay, it's not that bad. My snow boots are put away. But like Chelsea boots, yeah, they're still out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. So when would you say, okay, maybe it's time to hire a personal organizer? When does someone need to do that? Or should everyone do that?
No, I mean, I'd love it if everyone wanted it, but I think a lot of times it's when you can't handle anymore. Like instead of like just sitting and like not getting anything done, do something. Call someone to come in and help. Right? Don't wait till you're just like completely discouraged on everything. And then you go through the fits of throwing everything out because you can't handle the mess and the clutter and the piles. Because that
Right.
happens too. And then there's that regret. And then it turns into a vicious cycle. Yeah, and also changes, big changes in people's lives, whether it's kids leaving, having kids, different points of times when you know that there's big things, like big changes coming up. I think it's always important to have the extra support and help.
Yeah, I love that. I did hire someone once when I moved. I hired someone when I
Mhm.
was pregnant. Hired
Yeah.
someone when I had it with not having a pantry.
Yeah.
But I think also maybe it's a little bit like a personal trainer of sort of know what you're supposed to do in a way, but you're not doing it. And this person can help you kind of like do it.
So and that's like, yes, I've been called the accountability. I also do like organizing coaching, like as a life coach. So I just have sessions with people for like 20, 30 minutes, some people like up to an hour. And it's just kind of talking. We'll do FaceTime and talk and come up with different things that they can do and talk about different items that they're having a hard time getting rid of without me having to be in their home. Because some people really are either they're too far away or they're just overwhelmed and don't want anyone in their space,
Yep.
but they need the help. And so I can just chat with them and take that pressure off of feeling worry about having someone in their space.
Okay, so that's fantastic. So you can actually work with people remotely to help
Yeah.
them organize their space. So, my gosh, there's so much that we've covered today. I want to make sure that, if people are looking to tame their junk drawer or overhaul their entire home or life, how they could get in touch with you. If the clutter's been weighing you down, if you want more tips and inspiration for organization, how can they reach out on
So
social
you
media,
can,
website?
yeah, I'm Madeline. Okay, so my last name is tricky, Condo, Candeaux. But yeah, so I'm on Instagram and Facebook, my website, madelinecondo.com. And yeah, just reach out.
Perfect. And so they could set up a consultation or
Consultation. Yeah, sometimes it's just, I offer a free 15-minute consultation, and sometimes that gets a lot of my clients just going in the right direction, honestly.
fantastic. Okay, love it. And are
In-home
there any like
services.
freebies people can download on your
I have
website?
my list on getting your home back in order.
Okay, I might have to go download that.
It's like it's like a quick reset guide. This is a mess, like, and you have like an hour or two to get everything put back. Where do you start?
Fantastic.
That's the one I was saying with open the curtains, open the windows,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm just definitely gonna
get the
go and
appliances.
download that because I keep meaning to do the spring cleaning. I haven't really quite had the time to do it, but
I find that fall is great when kids are getting back in
yeah,
school,
that's
honestly,
true.
more
That's
than
true.
spring. Because spring, I'm like, I'm done with being inside. I want to get out.
Yeah. Hey, why not do both? So,
Yeah.
if you like this episode, if it sparked your inner organizer, go ahead and share it with a friend, anyone who needs tips for cleaning and organizing, and get in touch with Madeline. We'll put all of her details in the show notes. And until next time, remember, burnout is not your destiny, it's your wake up call.